Hello, everybody. Welcome to my talk. I am here to talk about the 5-second rule. And the chapter is chapter 11, and it's End Procrastination, which I needed to read this chapter because I am really, really bad. And I actually have, while I've been doing all this stuff that I'm doing and keeping a to-do list and do all the stuff that I'm doing, I've been better at the procrastination part. But it all the things that I have, I do, and it's the easy stuff. It's things that I could do day to day. I like the 12-week year thing because I check off and do like small things, which is what this kind of talks about, this chapter, procrastination. And so, because of reading the chapter, I know that there's bigger things that I need to do, and I avoid them because it's just, I avoid the hard things. I'm gonna 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it and get them done. I'm just gonna, this year's gonna be the action year. That's my word of the year, action. But anyway, so let me start. And there's two forms of procrastination. There's productive procrastination and there's destructive procrastination. The productive uh, procrastination is, which, I only know one, this procrastination, and that's a destructive one. But the productive procrastination is one where you, like, for writers, people that do, big artistic stuff, and they get like writer's block or stuff like that. Um, it's better for them to stop and put it aside and do something else, for a day or two or a couple days, finish something that they were doing, and then come back to it so they have like a clear mind to do this. That's what the productive procrastination helps you with. It helps you like clear your mind doing something else, and then when you come back like a week later, it's like, oh, I got this new idea, because you let it go for a little bit. Because if you're there trying to get it, you're just like, killing yourself and your mind. And you need to get up and breathe some air, go do something else so you could get new stuff. Anyhow, that's the productive. But the one we want to hear about is the destructive procrastination. It's not that we want to hear about it because we're happy to. We want to hear about it because we want to finish with that. Put it aside. Throw it to the corner. Don't do it again. But anyway, the destructive procrastination is, when we avoid the work we need to get done and know there will be a negative consequence. Um, so it's like at work, I have right now a checklist pile about this big, and they have to be done. They give us 5 days to do them, and there's some there from July, so it's like almost 6 months already, 6 months. And I haven't done it because it's easier for me to do the easy stuff than to actually grab those, and because it's more, you have to go and check off, and once you get into it, it's not that hard. But and that also is stuff that's not, you don't have to turn it in. It's the PO's already sent to the vendor. I already got a quote. I already did it. The customer already has their product. I just have to do the checklist just to make sure that I have all the correct paperwork, which is better to do within 5 days because you remember if you're missing something than 6 months ago. How am I going to remember what happened 6 months ago when, I get similar stuff all the time? And I'm talking about my day job with this. Um, but yeah, I need to get a habit where I do those, if not the same day. I have like a block of time at work for Fridays where I'm supposed to do that, but I always have something else to do, and I don't. Maybe I should like make sure that I block it and don't do anything else but that during that block of time. That I should. That's what I should do. Anyway, let's move on. Uh, and so it says like procrastination is connected to stress, and that's because per the book, and it makes sense to me, you when you're procrastinating on something is you're looking at the bigger picture. You're looking at how hard it is to get, to the end. Whereas if you do, this is where I mentioned the 12 week year comes in. If you do like every day little steps towards that bigger picture, and it's easier for you to in your minds do that baby step than think, how am I going to get to that huge thing? Like, I don't know, buying a car. Like, it seems impossible to buy a car if you don't have any funds, right? But if that's what you want to buy a car, then, don't say I can't buy a car. Because what you want to do is you want to time it for, I can buy a car right now because of zero, but this is what I'm going to do to save money to get that car. And every day, today you know put $5, I won $5 from the lottery, I put it in my savings for the car. Or today I opened a savings so I could save the down payment for that car. And then tomorrow, oh, I won $5 on the lottery, I deposited to the savings, little by little. And $5, every day adds up if that's what you have, for it. But I would destine, $100 every pay period to put in there, and then just leave it. And by the time you have to like kind of calculate how long, if you put $100 a pay period and you get paid every Friday, that's $400 a month. How long will it take me to save up for that down payment? And know, that I have to wait for that long. Have patience is good too. But anyway, the reason for procrastination is stress of, the bigger picture. And usually it's hard stuff because, like I say, I do a lot of things, but all the things I do is like fun things that I like to do and I like to check off, and I did this, I did that. But if I have like my debt, I paid half of my debt off last year, and I, by not even thinking about it, I just went on doing the things I like, and it just, I work an extra job, and try to do my beach body on the side. So it's three things that I do to try to earn a little bit of money, and I did half of it, and it's a huge amount, people. So I not in my like biggest dreams that I think I could get. And now I know if I paid half of it last year, I know I will be out of debt by the end of this year, and that makes me so happy. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and not stress about how much I owe. Just know that by the end of the year it's gonna be gone. Just doing, what I did last year worked, so I'm gonna keep doing that. But there's other things that I have that need to be done, and I know them. And like it says here, you procrastinate, there's gonna be a negative consequence, but you still don't do it because you're afraid of something, some kind of stress factor that keeps you from doing it. So, uh, it goes on to say, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. The first thing research tells us, you need to forgive yourself for procrastinating. So, yeah, just do that. Say, I've avoided this. It needs to be done. These are the consequences that I provoked by not doing it, but I'm gonna start today. And make your little goals of one thing at a time. Don't look at the big. Look at what can I do today to help that, in this amount of time. And then just do it, make it a habit and do it every day, every day, every day. I love that 12-week little thingy because I see everything that I want to do every day and I write down what I did today to do that. So I like it. I recommend it. I'm still working on my first 12 weeks, so it's exciting to see some of the stuff come to light. But anyway, forgive yourself for doing it because it does no good to you to you keep drowning on your sorrows because of what happened or what you did. It's like don't live in the past, but move forward, move forward. You just have to start moving forward, which was one of the things they said here too. Start. Uh, what another chapter is what not chapter another subject in this chapter is what would the future you do, and it talks about and that's where the vision board too, like everything I'm doing is working for me. um but if you see what your future self or wants to do, or where you want to be in the future, and you have that in your mind, then it's easier for you to get up and do the things that will get you to that, to your goal. So it always says that let's see, it's something I read here that was cool. Our future self is the person that you want to become. Integrity research integ in, Interestingly, research proves that when you can picture the future you, it gives you the objectivity to put yourself in the present moment. And let me just read it. In experiments, when researchers show people their own picture digitally aged, they're more likely to save for their retirement. So stuff like that. Just the vision board is amazing because you see the things you want and like, how am I gonna get to them? Like what I need to do to get there, or if you envision yourself just like, I would be so happy if I did this. So you put it on your list and you check it off, you do it. So I believe this is the last thing here. It says get started with a 5-second rule. So it just get started. That is, do your list, do your vision board, and start. What am I gonna do today to figure this out? And baby steps make you easier to not procrastinate, because when you look at the big picture again, that's what scares you, that's what brings you stress. But there's little things you could do towards it that are not as stressful, and don't think about the big picture. Think about these little steps that you're doing. It's like, oh my god, I did it, yay, let me write what I'm going to do tomorrow, and then tomorrow try to get to that. But that's pretty much should I read this? If procrastinating is a habit. Okay, if procrastinating is a habit, you have to replace the bad behavior pattern, avoidance. That's procrastination is avoidance, and I used to do a lot of that for everything. With a new positive one, getting started. So avoidance or getting started. Just get started and move forward, and you'll get to whatever it is that you want. Slowly, but you'll get there. As opposed to being overwhelmed and say, oh no, I'll just do it tomorrow. Then they'll never get done. But I really love the vision boards, and I really love what I'm doing right now with a 12-week rule. It's a 12-week year. Even though she's 3. In Scott's case, Andre shows us that it just shows a lot of examples of people that have written back to her, telling her what they did to help themselves stop procrastinating. But that is it, people. Procrastination is just a